Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bros Park. Today we have the final episode of SANDA, our dark horse for the season. As always, I will be one of your hosts, Colin, and I'm always joined by...
You're surely Jeff. How's everybody going? It is finally over. Just right before Christmas, and not gonna lie, what a great Christmas gift, man. I freaking enjoyed this show so much. I didn't expect it to be how it was. Based off the trailer we saw like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, it was 12 episodes, and you know what? Let's just get into the final because I have some comments about like the season overall. This episode, we kind of just chill back with, opening Oshibu versus the Santa fight. And
yeah, it had to happen. It had to happen. We knew it was going to be the final climax, and Oshibu's done some training, and he's like just forced himself into like an infinity funhouse mirror room to like stare at his own scars so he gets used to people looking at him or something, right? Yeah, for him it's like mental torture going through that. So it's like, I'm like he got his Zenkai boots. He's like, that's his hyperbolic time chamber. He's like, I'm infinitely stronger. I was surprised that they Oshibu wanted to fight him in front of the kids.
Yeah, I mean that was the point of the training, I guess, right? But
yeah, but I just figured, like, for a guy who's like,
mental trauma will be bad and age them.
yeah, like, hey, watch me just slice up this old guy in front of you guys.
Well,
like, that's
I agree with you, but the way that the fight went, he actually started getting, I guess, like supported by the kids, and then he started being on a back foot a little bit to Santa until Santa goes for a swing with his sleigh runners, and all the kids are like, hey, don't beat him up, he's an old man. Oh, he's old, don't you know how old he is? And you can see just like that fucking like switch flip.
I like how he's like, I reject your respect for elders, and you see the scars open up, and like even Santa is like, yo, you guys gotta get the shit out of here. And then he's like, no, I'm pretty good. No, I'm pretty chill. Like,
why don't we take this elsewhere? Why don't we fight elsewhere, Mr. S, like adults?
Good for Oshibu, man. And it's just, I found it weird how the kids are like, oh, okay, I guess they're gonna cut each other up, somewhere else. Let's all go back to the festival. Like, bruh, hello, guys.
They're just putting out the fire like nothing happened, and I think Fuyumura and Ono at this point meet back up, and Ono seems fine actually right now. She's
just sitting down.
Yeah,
but the thing is, she finds Ono, and she's like, huh, she's been here just sitting here in like the outskirts of the festival. That's weird. So that was a little clue for what was gonna happen. But like, yeah, a little ominous, but it is what it is. But we meet back up on the rooftop. It's pretty cool because there's the same rooftop that like Santa fought what's the teacher's name? I forgot his name.
It's not Ayama. It's not Fuyumura. It's,
oh my god.
It's
a weird name. It's a weird name. Yeah, but the cool teacher. It's the same rooftop. So him and Oshibu start fighting, and like, I did like the little side twist where like when Santa like kind of gets pushed, or like he's in the air, he starts like floating a little bit, right? I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? A new power?
They needed to add a little bit more of that Santa lore right into the last episode. So up on the rooftop, he's got the sleigh runners on, and they quote unquote catch the wind. So like that ends up being the reason as to how he flies across the world, is because he like catches the wind. We never got the Rudolph or the reindeers into it, but that's his quote unquote flying power, it seems.
Dude, it'd be crazy if later on he summons like a reindeer, like or like a monster, but that's legit Rudolph.
Yeah.
Like that's his like stand ability.
He just pulls out the Rudolph stand.
Yeah.
Well, we have the fight, and honestly, good animation, chill. There's not really much to go over in that way. It just is a little bit of the back and forth until Sanda gets cut and pushed off of the rooftop.
Yeah, and I was kind of surprised because he gets pushed off the rooftop, which is like
2 stories. Like I'm pretty sure Santa has like recovered from less, and like that's the end of the fight. I was like, whoa, okay, I guess Oshibu won this one. Like this like conflict was building up like for the past 6 episodes, and it's done like that. I was so surprised.
Yeah, it didn't seem like there was really a winner. Also, I remember the name Yagiuta.
Yagiuta, yeah, the teacher,
yeah.
nice.
But
good
there's not really a winner. They just say like, oh, clap, we're all done, move on, and like Santa goes back to enjoying the festival with everybody, and there's a scene between Oshibu and the chief director, and they obviously have their butting heads mentality, but they don't really allude to anything except like a throwaway comment the next scene from a kid basically saying like, oh, I heard that the headmaster has gone away for a work trip. So to me that was like the chief director sending him away. Maybe he's just away to heal his scars, who knows. But
yeah, I was under the impression that he's like, I gotta go heal.
I mean, of course.
But yeah, it could be like a more of a like a plot related arc like in the future. But the cool thing is when Santa was hanging out with everybody, there was like Fumura and Ono like caught up with them, and they were just chilling, eating at like a picnic and everything, right? And then during that time, Fumura was like, I think she was processing her feelings towards Ono and like was coming to like a realization, like, hey, I forgot what exactly it was, but like you love someone because you want them to stay, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It was
right?
that. It was that. Yeah. It was.
Oh yeah.
It was just wanting them to stay, and on my end, it was like, that's not why you love someone, but maybe that's why you tell them.
Yeah,
I guess
that's not technically why you love someone, but in the realm of Sanda, could be. Who knows?
Could be. Yeah, with their arranged marriages and stuff. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. So she pulls Ono off to the side, like, "Hey, let's have a talk," and she tells her about like everything that she's been feeling, right? And I was like, the shoe's gonna drop, man. The shoe's gonna drop sooner or later, man. I was so worried.
It has to. I don't know, dude. The conversation they had was just really sweet, and like we said, Ono has been fine. She like 0 issues up until now, and at this point, as soon as Fumura is like, "Oh, I love you," Ono just drops dead. Just like in that moment, passes out on Fumura's shoulder, dead. Middle of the festival.
Yeah. I think at that point, like Ono was like putting on like a steel facade, and like she was like at her like last stand basically. But then like when Fumura finally like confessed or like told her how she was feeling, I think that's what like you saw Ono smile like at that last moment, and then she's like I was like, okay, I think she finally like she was finally able to let go. Right?
Yeah. She wasn't holding on.
At the same time, like given this school about all like emotional mental trauma, this is like the most traumatic thing that Fumura can go through, because she's like, I finally say I love you for you to stay, and as soon as I say it, boom, like, boom, Ono's dead. Ono died.
And with that, we see flashbacks from Ono talking to Sanda, and Sanda's like, oh, something she said actually bothers me, and she said, oh, just because somebody gets a present from Santa doesn't mean that present can't be broken. And he's like, what the fuck does that mean? And she's like, just take care of her afterwards. Take care of the aftercare, and don't let her cry alone. And then that's it. And we're like, okay, obviously we know now that she knew she was dying, right?
I like that little like metaphor or whatever the example that she was giving, how a present like can be damaged after you receive it. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. But I do like, given her death, the director, what's it? Is she the director? She's like the
creator. I don't know if she directed it, but yeah. But the one above Oshu, she was explaining how what we were speculating was true. She had a case of the growing pains, right? But because she fell asleep when she was 14, her body didn't mature enough. When in actuality, the students should fall asleep when they're 18, when their body's fully mature.
but because she went to sleep like premature, that's how like she got all fucked up, you know?
Yeah, her
Like,
cells
so
weren't
it is
ready
an extreme.
for it.
Yeah, it is an extreme case. So I was like, oh, like in the world of Sanda, it makes sense. I like that, dude. It like, oh fuck.
Every single argument that we have is like, you know what, in their world makes perfect fucking sense. Like zero flaws with it whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm like,
And
wow,
that's
like
great.
the fact that you can make like a story setting atmosphere so like tightly knit, that's actually like really skillful.
It is.
Despite the freakiness of the author.
Well, like, the end of the episode, all right, before we discuss the freakiness of everything. The end of the episode goes, and we see Fumura basically just shut down. Just not talking to anybody, dark, brooding, just to everybody else, she seems normal, but to
It's
Santa,
normal Fumura, yeah.
obviously it's not anymore for Santa. And then he tries to confront her, says, I'm here for you. Also, Santa is here for you if you want an adult man to be here for you. And she's like, I don't want anything from either of you, especially you, Santa, blah, 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 blah. Great. We then revisit
She
the Santa.
even cuts her hair too. She even cuts her hair.
That's true. Yeah, she cuts it off because she like didn't like the curls or something. When she
Some,
was
you know,
comparing it to Ono.
it's always with anime. When a character like changes their hairstyle, it means like a significant like shift or change has happened.
And
So maybe it's like she's going into adulthood at this point. Who knows?
maybe we finally have one more conversation, and it's basically the same as the opening scene in episode 1. And we go back to the classroom. They're both there in the middle of the night almost, and Fumura, or I guess Santa, talks about how like the classroom is pale blue. There's not a sign of red. He hates the color red. He doesn't want to be Santa for her. He wants to just be Santa. And Fumura finally breaks down, finally cries, and they finally share a moment together. And that's it. That's the episode. That's the season.
Yeah, it like kind of ended abruptly too. I was like, whoa, that's Sanda.
Yeah.
I didn't expect the ending like that. I expected it to be, you know, more tied up in a bow. But, you know, like subvert our expectations nonetheless. It happened.
I didn't hate the ending, but I did want more. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad end. I just want to see more of like what's going on now. Like, where do we go from this?
It felt kind of anticlimactic when I like first watched the last episode. It was like, oh, the fight with Oshibo's done. Okay. Oh, it's done now. Oh, okay. Ono's dead. Oh, Fumura and them hug, and that's it. I'm like, whoa, that was crazy. That was really quick.
Yeah, I feel like usually I would describe that as like rushed, but I don't know if I would this time. It just feels like you said, like anticlimactic.
Yeah, and like I remember when I watched this episode, because it's like I think we were like kind of 2 weeks out of this. So I read someone how they were explaining, like, I think the reason why it felt so anticlimactic, because in the very beginning the whole premise was find Ono, right? But the thing is, they never really found Ono. She just appeared out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. She just showed up at the laundromat, right?
So like the overarching like element was find Ono, and like Ono just appears out of nowhere. But then someone sort of said like maybe it's because Fumura wished Santa to find Ono, so that's what compelled Ono to appear randomly. I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Maybe that's speculation, but like it's still like, you know, the whole overarching like plot was to find Ono, and you know, she's here. We didn't really have to find her much, really.
Yeah, we found her 6 episodes, and she came to us. So like,
yeah,
maybe. I don't know. It just, we slated this as our dark horse, and I enjoyed every episode. To be honest, I really enjoyed the characters. I love the story. I think the like animation was good visually. Like all in all, very good anime. But then the last episode, I was like, huh. Usually I feel like empty that like a season is over, that like, oh my god, that hole can't be filled in my heart again. But like this was like okay, done.
Yeah. It was like, whoa, okay, that's it. Kind of, it was like a curveball. Maybe that's why. It's kind of. I will say that like the voice actress for Sanda's fiance.
Oh, Nico.
I'm a big fan of her. I love her voice so much.
I don't know what else she's been in, but
I looked it up.
Mhm.
She hasn't been in much. I was like,
Yeah.
wow. Given the way that like how she performed.
Mhm.
Oh, damn.
well, we'll have to keep an eye out. And you know what? I think this episode for us is also the last episode of Fall Recap 2025. So you know what? Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching along with us. Let us know what you thought of the SANDA season, and be sure to keep an eye out on podcasts. I'm sure we're going to have an episode talking about this season that we watched.
Yes, sir.
But until next time, thank you all for tuning in, and we will catch you later. Peace.
Peace, guys.